survivor, and has traveled in places that many of us have not, nor do none of us want to. So we're just excited about him being here, and most of all, excited that he's willing to share with us. Thank you so much, Gabe, for coming.
Hello, as she mentioned, I'm Gabe Hilliard. I go to Livingston Parish High School. I'm a senior, and I'm 17. So I'd first like to say thank you guys for letting me be here. I'm really honored to be among so many inspiring people. It's just amazing. The last few years have been tough for me, but I realize that you guys have gone through things your entire lives, and that's incredible to me. So go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause, because that's amazing. So I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a type of cancer, September 19, 2009, when I was 15, 10th grade. It was a very scary time for me and my family. We don't own a prescription bottle. We don't get sick. It's not our thing. We don't do it. So the fact that we had such a terrible illness occur to us was unbelievable. It was really scary because we didn't know what was coming, what we were going to have to face, what we'd overcome. But looking back now, I'm actually thankful for the experience. So when I was first diagnosed, they told me I had Hodgkin's, which for them, being used to the whole cancer thing, was good news. Hodgkin's is the good cancer. If there's any you have to choose to get from, that's the one you want. It's the easiest, it's one of the most treatable, and the treatment is very quick. Some kids can be in treatment for years. I was only in treatment for 4 months, which is very remarkable. So what I started off doing is I took chemotherapy at Our Lady of the Lake. They have a clinic that is affiliated with St. Jude. So I took chemotherapy for 4 months, or 3 months, and I had 12 cycles. And then after, my mom and I moved up to Memphis for a month, where St. Jude is, and we received radiation. And so after that, I was done. I was clear. The cancer was over. I had to go back to, living my life and just having fun. But sadly, that didn't last very long. 5 months later, in July, I was re-diagnosed. The scary thing about being re-diagnosed is not only that we thought we were done with this terrible disease, it's that people don't get re-diagnosed with Hodgkin's. This is the drug that you take your medicine, you do your treatment, and you're done. You're cancer-free forever. So the fact that it had come back after we were so sure that it had been beaten was really terrifying. So since they're not expecting anyone to relapse from Hodgkin's, they didn't really have a specific treatment plan. As the first time we knew where we were going to go, we had milestones set, and we hit them, we knew that we were almost done. Here we had no definite time of how much treatment I have to get, what it would take, how long. So after a few rounds of chemo here in Baton Rouge, my mom and I moved up to Memphis. We lived in St. Jude housing, and we were there for 9 months. I received many different treatments. Most of them were very extreme. I would be in the hospital for almost a week, and I'd come out feeling really bad. And we tried different things. My doctor had a laundry list of treatments we were going to try, and no matter what we did, nothing seemed to work. We would always have a little bit better, but by the next time we started again, I was back where we started. So it was very frustrating for us because no matter how hard we tried, no matter how sick I would get, it didn't help. It didn't affect me. So at one point we decided that maybe the best chance to do we had was for surgery. Now, Hodgkin's lymphoma is a cancer in the blood. Your lymph system, which controls how you stay healthy, it's all around. It's in your neck or underneath your arms. It's not something that you can just take out and it's done. I have a tumor in my chest, and it's not like others. It's not hard, and they can just pull it out and I'm good to go. It's more mushy, and so they can't get it all out without really hurting me. But they decided that maybe the only chance was to take a little bit of that out. So I went in for surgery in April, and they went back through my back and into my lung and saw what they could take out and tried to get rid of things that were still lighting up on the scans. And so after, we got another scan after I'd been in recovery, and it didn't really help. So since they never, ever do surgery for Hodgkin's, this was kind of the end of the road for us. We weren't sure what was coming. We were near certain that I was not going to make it. For about a week, we were pretty sure that it was drawn to a close. I can say that was the hardest week of my life. I know I've acted brave for all of it, but I didn't want to die. No one wants to die. And so we spent a lot of time praying, and future, and God delivered us. After that, we learned that a treatment had been opened up for us that had not been available before. This treatment is the first drug to be released in 20 years for my disease, and it's an incredible, incredible medicine. What it does is it only attacks the cancer. So I don't have to worry about getting sick and losing my hair, and it was so incredible that after taking it twice, my cancer was completely gone. Since it's experimental and it was a new drug, we continued to take this drug, which was once every 3 weeks. It was very easy, it was a quick infusion, it was really nothing to be worried about. I got to go back to my life, I got to go back home, I felt normal, like I was just being a teenager again. And we decided that as we couldn't keep going with this drug, since it didn't have many side effects for as long as we wanted, we looked for something that would maybe seal the deal for us. We found something called a T-cell. Now this is truly amazing. When we read about it, we thought it was something out of a sci-fi movie. They took my blood and they made super-powered cells to kill off the cancer. And recently we received our last treatment of that, and so far as we know, I should be good to go. So supposedly all done with that. And I've been able to talk to several people through this experience, and I've never spoken anything like this before. I've always been speaking to people who would like to give the same change, or would like to know about just the experience. I've never spoken to people that I truthfully look up to. I mean, I'm not buttering you guys up, I'm serious. You guys are really, really amazing at what you do. And so I thought I might share with you some of my knowledge that I've learned going through all of this. One thing that kept me going was finding comfort in the little things. Days were bad. We usually didn't know what was going to happen. In fact, actually, before I was diagnosed, I prayed because I was so sick of my daily routine. I said, God, please give me something where I wake up in the morning and I have no idea what's going to happen. Sadly, he answered my prayer. So we were going through days when you wake up and we weren't sure what was going to be in store for us. It was going to be a blood transfusion, going in for chemo. Nothing was set in stone. And so I had to find the little things that made me happy. You know, seeing a friend that just got out of chemo, talking to mom and dad, or sending messages to guys back at home. Little things, that's what kept me going. Because if I focused on the big things, I'm pretty sure it would just take me down. With so much bad, you have to look for those little victories. It's like the ray of hope. So not every day was great, but the little things help me get through it. And I find that sometimes they're not as easy as you think. It's not always, oh look, that'll make me happy. Sometimes you gotta work for it. And so I encourage you, if you're ever going through a hard day, you can't find anything to really make you smile, make something yourself. Play a game, talk to some friends. You have the control over whether you're doing good or not so good. And a lot of people talk to us during this experience and say, you're so great, you're being brave, you're inspiring, and we were honestly very confused about that. I mean, we were just doing what we had to. It wasn't like, we had asked for this to make an impact on somebody. We just did what we had to do to keep going. And I find that a lot of people will take that as some crazy act of bravery, but honestly it's not. It's just you being you and moving on and persevering. So, though it can be tough to stay positive, the alternative is just sitting around, feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't help. You gotta get out there, be happy, enjoy every second you can. I feel like, honestly, cancer has been a positive experience for me. I've learned so much, I've grown as a person, I've grown spiritually. I feel like if I could change things, I wouldn't change my diagnosis. I would keep it the way it was, because I'm so much happier who I am now. I have a stronger faith, and it's taught me about life in general. When I was younger, I would always worry about the little things. If tiny things weren't right, it would ruin my whole day. And having something so terrible happen made me sort of realize that you can't sweat the small stuff. You gotta go with the big things that are making you happy. I remember I'd look on Facebook and I'd see friends worrying about silly things. Oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. Oh, I have homework tonight. My life sucks. And I kind of feel like, no, it doesn't. And that just kind of was a reflective moment for me when I realized that once this is over, I can't go back to worrying about petty things. I've got to realize there's people out there who've got a lot worse than you, and that you got to be happy with what you've got. And the best thing that this taught me is there is a ton of people who love you. I mean, they love you so much. We had no idea we had so many people willing to open up their homes, give us food, provide transportation for my brother and sisters to their activities. It's just amazing to realize that there's so many people around you who just want to make you happy, want to make your life easier. Now, I never asked for cancer, and I did say that I would take it again because I feel like it was a good thing for me. But not everybody might feel like that. And you know that life will throw things at you that you never see coming. You can have a death in your family, or an injury. Maybe you have trouble with money, or disability, or cancer. What I've found is that when things are just getting hard, the only thing you can do is buckle down and keep going. It's just a little bit longer. I always say, just go on to the next day, because you never know what tomorrow will hold. And actually, Franklin Roosevelt once said, when you come to the end of your knot, or when you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot, hang on. Which just means once you've done all you can, just hang on, let God do the rest. Recently, I auditioned for a play at our high school, and I had to do a 1-minute monologue. And I chose one from a movie called Dinner for Schmucks. It's a very silly, very goofy movie, but it has a really good theme behind it. And it's that no matter who you are, you can shine and be happy with yourself. And the main character at dinner was giving a speech. And in it he was talking about dreamers. People who overcame odds and who did things even though people didn't think they could. And one of his phrases talks about Vincent Van Gogh. He says, people told Van Gogh, they said, you only have one ear. You can't be a famous painter. And then he said, I can't hear you. This is the kind of comedy that gets me through my day. And it just shows that when you smile, when you laugh, when you try to enjoy yourself, no matter what's going on, it makes things easier. I can tell you that after I was first diagnosed, we were leaving the hospital with Mom and Dad and I, and we were crying for about 30 minutes. And after that, we kind of looked at each other and said, suck it up, come on. And so I remember now that on the way home, we were making jokes, we were laughing, and maybe that's just sort of how we are, but I feel like life's a joke. Have fun with it. No matter what happens, just enjoy it. And so, if life tries to bring you down, tries to hold you back, says you can't do anything because of this, or you're not going to be able to achieve that, you smile back at them. You say, yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Today's my birthday.
We're going to do the awards now, and I'll